I do this is I do have, I don't know if you guys have the ability to do this. Someone told me they didn't, and I'm like, wait, they're editors. They should be able to have this function of like squishing all this. So I
Yeah,
figured,
I think we can do it now.
okay, okay, all right, cool. So in here we're gonna say, okay, so tip is the second, you are primary, and then we have some assistants, right? Where's the tree? She's a rectangle, right? Yeah, yeah. And so you can kind of start adding the people. Like all you are really responsible, like I said, is kind of like D through H, right?
Okay.
But I do want to give you an understanding of how we calculate this, um, because I want you guys to know how this comes to fruition, basically. So we want everybody to, kind of keep this up to date, right? Keep all of the tags, the specs, that,
Hmm.
and the raid ranks. People are raiders unless they have very specific things to do. So if you ever get the chance to be like, hey, we might have a tank lead, there's that in there as well. Um, Tank leads are rarely used these days. They were back in my day, but back
Hmm.
in my day, right? So what I've done is the admin part of this is I through basically V. That's the
Okay.
admin part of this. And usually an admin administration would do this, but again, like I said, we're kind of kind of introducing Tree and introducing Lixie, to that role, and eventually they will be able to do it for all of um, the East Coast side. So, how I grab this. So the other thing is this master spreadsheet. I don't know if did you guys get added to this?
Yes, we're
Okay,
here on this one too.
okay. And then in here, there's this character view. So, like, this is tied into Guilds of WoW. So, Guilds of WoW gives us this. So, one of the things that I like to do is I like to get the name of persons. I'll minimize this. There we go. I'll get the name, right? I'll copy that. And then I'll throw it in here because it'll come up with just about everything that you could possibly want to know about a character
Okay.
from their item level to their set pieces to what enchants they're missing. Okay,
Okay.
so as you scroll down, you can see pretty much everything. You'll see whatever they have equipped. You'll see what professions they have. You will see uh, their raid progress, basically, and you could probably, I mean, you'll know that, so you can minimize that. And then here's the Great Vault, like seeing how many vault slots uh,
Yeah.
a person has, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I got this. And so I'll come up here and I'll go, okay, let's look. He's 266. Okay, great for him. He went up quite a bit. And then he has his 4 set piece. So that is right here where it says set pieces. So he does have that. He has 0 M pluses so far. And then he is missing, he's just missing enchants. So he probably has um, all of his gems. And then I'll click on the armory. This one here is the armory. It's a direct link to that armory. And I'll look and see. Okay, yes, slotted, slotted, slotted. And he only has the 3. That's the minimum. Obviously, we can get more if we get bad vaults. So, um, yeah, he has 3. Okay, so I need that color coding's wrong. Sorry, I'll fix that. And then in enchants, usually there are 4 on this side. So when you look at the armory, there's
Mhm.
4 enchants on this side and 3 on this side. And then down
Okay.
here, there's 1 if it's a staff, right? If it's a two-handed weapon of any kind, it will be just the 1. If it's 2 hands, the offhand or shield is not going to have an enchant. But if you are a dual wielder, like a demon hunter or something like that, you are to put those enchants on both, right?
Okay.
So
Got it.
that means, we have uh, 4 that are needed. So we're missing. So we've got 1 here, 2, 3, and 4. So he has 4 enchants. So you see that there. And the max is 8 if you are a single hand user,
Mhm.
whether that's a two-handed or a shield or offhand, and you are 9 if you're that dual wield. Okay, so
Got it.
that's how that goes. The survivability. Okay, so we will take a look, and we will go. I typically will look at this, which is their um, Warcraft logs, right?
Hmm.
And I will look and see, okay, this one I'll have open. I typically will always have a second Warcraft log, and I will look for yours. Okay, let me see. There's Derpy. Okay, I gotta make sure that we name that better. But so in here, what I like to do is I like to look at the last raid that somebody did
Hmm.
during the week. I'm judging people on their last raids. Now, typically, so if you look at, let me come over here, and you look at Olympians. So what I've done here is a little different. What I've done here is I'm recording their day 1 and day 2, and then I get a total serve for
Got it.
those across the raid days.
Hmm.
So this, I think, is a better representation of how someone did survivability for the whole. So I may switch to do at least this part. Okay.
Okay.
So does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah. Just how are you finding that? How are you coming up with that
All right.
stat
So I'll show
from
you.
the
Yeah,
from the logs?
I'll totally show you. But like I said, right now it's just the last day, the last raid
Mhm.
day. So we'll probably move that to how it is here. I may not keep historicals. Uh, that's like every single raid day from the start for all characters. But if you tell me that this is somehow useful to you, I will do that. But
Okay.
I do think, like, just looking back at the last raid, I think at the last week. So say if you're doing this on the weekend or something like that, and you're going through reviews like you say you're doing tomorrow, right? Like, it would be
Hmm.
helpful to have this information, I think,
Got it.
right?
Yeah.
So the other thing, in that sense, I also have day 1, day 2, day 3. For the for DPS and for heals per second. I think that's a little much. I'll be honest, because sometimes you'll have a prog day and you're not doing well because you're trying to learn the boss, right?
Yeah.
And like, why should
Yeah.
we count that against you? To me, I think the way we do it now is the better stat. So let me show you where survivability is and what my reasoning behind that is. Okay, so this is your raid day. So I'm going to look
Yep.
at all encounters. Okay, all encounters. And I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, let it load. Hopefully it loads. Sorry, I might be a little too far away from the mic. Hopefully it loads. Okay, here we go. And so once it loads, what I like to do is I'll go to the deaths here, okay? And you see where it says ignore events after play a certain number of player deaths.
Yeah. Yeah.
For us in the learners, I put 6 there,
Okay.
okay? Because in our heroic raids, if we have 6 down, but we could still possibly kill that boss, okay?
Yeah.
For like the Olympians or Deacons, and Deacons is different because they are doing Mythic and not so much doing the heroic. But depending of whether it's Mythic or heroic, you will see here that I have 2 numbers. For Mythics, if you lose 4 people from your team, if they're dead, the chances of you killing that boss are pretty slim.
Yeah.
So that's my reasoning there, okay? And also, there's 20 people in a Mythic. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Where you could have a little more here. So that's my reasoning for using 6 for heroic. Okay, I'll hit that. And then I'll scroll down here. if we scroll down, you will see every single wipe. It'll tell you the percentage alive. That's the
Got it.
percentage of survivability for this person on this wipe. Got it? And then
Hmm.
over here, you see average. And that's the stat I use.
Okay.
So I would take all of this and I would say, okay, I'm going to find Lunchy. At this point, I'm not doing that right now, but I'm going to find Lunchy Boy and I'm going to get that, and that gets put in here. Okay?
Got it.
Now, average DPS or HPS, the way that I do this now, I'm going to be honest. The way that I do this, even for disciples, and you guys can tell me if this is a good way. You know what? I'll choose another person. Let me get in here. Who was here today?
You can do me.
Okay, let's do dirt. Okay, so we'll do dirt. Okay, where are you at? There you are. Okay, so in here, what I like to do in the previous week average, what I like to do is I'll copy this, and then I will paste special and put the values, just the values. I don't know why this is in a different way. This is killing me. Okay. And so just to have that previous week reference, right? You'll have that to like reference. And then, and actually I am going to be moving these two columns up a bit. I'll move those. Okay. And then, so if I'm looking at Derpy, so let me make sure I have you here, Derp. Okay. So now I have that historical data there, at least for the
Yeah.
last previous entry. Okay. So then we will go, okay, in here, let me go to Derpy. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm looking at your Warcraft logs. Okay. And now what I see here, I like to number one, get that overall, right? And I'll put that here. So this is the overall huge increase from whenever we last did this. So Major probably did this maybe 2 weeks ago. And then I want to know the item level. Okay, specifically for our raids, because they're learner raids, like this is more accurate to me anyway.
Hmm.
You are
Yeah.
being measured against people of your own item level, right? So
Yeah.
I'll take that and I'll note that as well. Huge increase. There you go. Perfect. And then again, I will take a look and I'll go Derpy. Let me take a look at your information. And again, you guys could do this however, like whatever process you build of like how to do this first, which ones, which columns we do first or whatever. I can see you're 281, you have 4 set pieces, you have 5 sockets, so you better, and you're not missing any gems, so you probably have all 5 gemmed, huh?
Yep.
So you're really earning some brownie points here with me. I am huge about enchants and gems, like to a very crazy degree. Okay, so we have our 4 set bonus, and we have all of our gems. So I gotta get this, needs to change. I don't know why this is all red. Okay, so then, and I'll make sure to update that. And then you're not missing any enchants. And are you a 2-hand or just 1 hand?
2-hand.
You are, and so
Yep.
you have them on both.
No. I'm one. Sorry, it's 1 weapon.
Okay, 1 weapon, but like
Yeah.
a offhand. Yeah.
No. Just 1 weapon.
Oh, okay.
A big, yeah, big sword.
Okay, got you. Okay, so there you go. So you see how you have 4 on
Yep.
this side and 3 on this side. That's complete. This is your 8th, right? So that's as far as you could go. So then you get updated and you get a nice 8 enchants. All right, so then we have all of that. We have that information, right? And then I want to know your survivability. So I'm going to look over here and I'm going to say, okay, 88.5. So it went down, but are you guys kind of like, and you know what? I totally expect that, but I think you might be just reprogging some things just because of the offset of,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm right now from most of these crown pools. Yesterday, I was the only melee, and we had a lot of issues
Range.
with range dropping bombs right on top of me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, okay. So then this piece right here, how I do this is I'll go to you here. I will take the entirety of this all the way up to boss, and I'll show you in the master spreadsheet. I have a little scratch pad. Where's she at? Here it is. I have a little scratch pad. And then so I will take this and I will dump it there, and it's going to
Okay.
give me that average.
All right.
So that to me, because to me, I can guarantee that you will kill Imperator again at this DPS. It's
Mm-hmm.
guaranteed because it's factual. It's you've done it. So
Yeah.
to me, improving this means more to me. But this
Yeah.
I can guarantee. This is a guarantee that you can and have the ability to kill this boss at this level. Yeah?
Yeah.
So a person's job is to improve that DPS on that boss. That's what all our players are charged with. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So then I'll take that and I will put that in here. So where's my scratch pad? Here we go. 97. We'll come over here. And that's a huge increase from whenever this was last taken. Okay? So that's great. We can definitely forgive this. That's fine. That's not a big issue. And so I would do that for everybody. And then in the HPS, for example, in Mazur, is he still
Mazur
here?
wasn't here. Mazur wasn't here this week. A healer that was here that has data already is
What about Maz?
uh, Maz was here. Yeah.
Okay, well let's do him because we haven't quite done him yet. So
Tip was also here.
okay, got you. Okay, I could do Tip as well. So yeah, so let's do Maz. So what I did here was I got his and I pulled the URL so that I always have it here, right? And then I also came over here and got his armory, right? And I just grabbed that URL so that it's always here as well. So
All
that
right.
I have logs, I have armory, or whatever, right? So now I'm
How
gonna
did
come.
you? Sorry, I just want to make sure
Mhm,
because
mhm.
how did you attach those links to those buttons?
Okay, so in here, I'll show you. So in here, if let me just um remove link. Let me we'll do that. Okay. Uh, so in here, right? Say this is the armory. I'm
Yeah.
here. I got their armory URL. I came
Okay.
over here, and all I gotta do is right click and
Uh huh.
insert link.
Got it.
Okay, and that's how that's gonna get done. And
Perfect.
then over here, I'm looking and I'm like, oh, 280. You could do this here or here, except that if you do it here, you do want to hit this update.
Got it.
So it gets all of the latest. So 280.94 is like 281 almost, yeah. So I will put 281. And then from, like I said, from here, I'm going to be looking at this is their overall parse. So that goes in here. And then this right here is their item level parse. This button right here. This button is what
Got it.
toggles that. Okay? And
Okay.
then I'll put this here. Again, you guys are not going to be doing this. Like the primary and secondary don't really do this. That's an admin thing. Like I said,
Okay.
your only responsibility is just keeping this roster correct and all that good stuff. But
Yeah.
if something happens and you do have to do it, you should know how to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So M pluses. Now I'm coming back over to character view. And then let me make sure that I have his name. And then I'm coming over here and I'm going to go, boom. I'm going to select and then it's, 284 pieces, 3 sockets, perfect. No missing enchants or gems. He's a good little boy. And he's got 1 slot locked in.
Mm-hmm.
So then here I would say 1 slot locked in. He has his 4 set bonus, right? And he's not missing any enchants. And let me see. Is he I'll look over here. Yeah, 1 hand staff. So 8. And he's got all his gems. Perfect. And so it's 3 gems and 8 enchants. Perfect. And then I am looking at those death logs, and I'm coming over here, right? And
Hmm.
I'm coming down here again. Ignore 6 deaths or more, and I'm coming over here, and I'm gonna grab him. Where is he? Right there, 90.5. So copy that, pull that in this corner here, okay? And then I'm looking for his HPS, right? So I want to make sure that this is on healing. So you want to say, yep, healing, got it, okay. And then I'm just
I
going.
don't. So I'm looking here. He definitely was with us for that crown kill yesterday. Why have the logs not updated? Like he's on the log for the crown kill for my log yesterday.
That is not a me question. That's a Warcraft logs question. And I
Yeah.
don't know how to answer that. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, I mean, yeah. And I did, let me see, is it going to be, oh, there it is.
Ah, okay.
Why is it not, it should be, okay, there it is. Okay, so this right here should be working and it's bugged. That's what it
Yeah.
is. All right, so then we'll take all of this here, and we will, again, go back into a scratch. And you can have your own scratch pads. You could copy it and whatever. Like, you can just duplicate it. Let me duplicate it. Copy to existing sheet. Let me do that. Search, and that way it's there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. And so in here, we'd go here, and then that's his average HPS. Really good, actually. Then I would put that in the HPS file.
Hmm.
Okay. And then these two, I also keep the historical. I'll just do them separately, right? So now, next time that we do this, we'll have more data around some of these folks that,
Yeah.
you know, Visane, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll have more. But that's basically how I do it. I like to keep track of who has the raid professions. By raid
Yeah.
professions, yeah, this stuff.
Tip is flask and cauldrons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feast and food.
Oh, you know what? Both cauldrons. Okay, that's what's missing. Can he do both?
Yes.
Okay. So potions and everything. Okay.
Yep.
Potions, cauldron, peace, cauldrons, both. Okay. Cool. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to make sure. Let me make sure. You can allow multiples. Okay. All right. So he's both cauldrons. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Uh,
you are
food.
feast. But you can do flasks or no? Or
No,
can you do?
no, I can't. I'm not sure how that got put in there, but I cannot.
Oh, okay, okay. All right, okay. Okay. And then anything else?
Um, Rusty also does food.
Okay, Rusty also does food. Okay, we could.
Rusty probably has not been added to this sheet yet.
Okay, got it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah, that's why.
transport.
Yeah, that's why we got to sit down and like all this has got
Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah,
fixed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, 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 no worries. I just wanted to make sure you guys saw how this was brought together. There we go. So yeah. So then that's really how this is all derived.